you for joining us this evening to help celebrate these outstanding young men and women.
Although this is not how we planned for this evening to go, it is still just as important to us that we publicly honor and recognize each of these inductees. We would like to introduce Amari Welcome, our historian.
Will everyone please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Amari. At this time, I would like to introduce our officers for this year. Last spring, these 5 students decided to step forward and take the initiative to become officers and to help lead this organization. Each had to interview with 5 faculty council members via Google Meet, which was not easy. Normally, the officers chosen would have been honored at the spring senior cord ceremony. Because of COVID, we were not able to properly honor these students. At this time, we would like to take a few minutes to recognize these incredible young people. For the 5 officers being honored tonight, you were selected based on the 4 criteria inscribed on the Honor Society emblem: character, scholarship, leadership, and service. You excel in academics, but this is only a part of the reason you were chosen to lead. You have a fire inside that drives you to give your time, to give your knowledge, to give your energy to those who need help the most. You do not sit back and rely on your ability to study and work tirelessly in your classes. That is not enough for you. You have taken an active role in your lives. You share the belief that the few can help to inspire the many. You are selfless leaders who give service to others without worrying about what you will receive in return. I would like to introduce some of the most incredible people I have had the honor to teach and work with, our 2020-2021 National Honor Society officers. Ashley Vinson, President. Ashley is the NHS president for this school year. She is involved in volleyball, cheerleading, and track. She is the class president for SGA and is also a part of the science and history academic teams. Ashlyn Oliger, vice president. Ashlyn Oliger is the NHS vice president for the current school year. She currently is a 3-sport varsity athlete while being involved in many extracurriculars ranging from Business Professionals of America, FFA, Epitome, and 4-H. Courtney Ridge, secretary. Courtney is the secretary for NHS this year. She is involved in cheerleading and swimming. She is also the president of HOSA and a member of 4-H. Garrett Burns, treasurer. Garrett is the NHS treasurer for this school year. He is involved in cross-country, stunt squad, and track. He is also the treasurer for SGA, participated in model legislature, and is on the science and math academic teams. Amari Welcome, historian. Amari is the NHS historian for this school year. She is a 3-sport varsity athlete. Amari is also involved in many extracurricular activities, including HOSA, model legislature, PUSH, SGA, and academic team.
Thank you for giving your time to lead this prestigious organization. We look forward to all we will accomplish together this year. Congratulations. At this time, I am pleased to introduce our Vice Principal, Mrs. Belinda Locke, who will tell you about the history of the National Honor Society.
In 1921, a committee was formed for the purpose of recognizing outstanding ability and achievement in the secondary schools of this country, and the National Honor Society was founded. The society does not consider scholarship alone. The constitution of this national organization recognizes 4 principal objectives and ideals as fundamental in all educational practices: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. The purpose is to hold these objectives in the highest esteem as goals toward which we should all strive. In keeping these tenets at the forefront of our endeavors, we hope to induce others to seek good scholarly habits, take part in worthy service, and lead in all things that advance the welfare of the school, while always building up their own character in realizing these goals. Membership is considered one of the highest honors that this school can offer. I can clearly remember the day that I became a member over 30 years ago, and what an honor it was to me. A member of this society is a member of the national organization that is represented in over 6,000 secondary schools in the United States and foreign countries. We can feel justly proud to have these young scholars representing the National Honor Society at Hagerstown Junior-Senior High School. I would like to introduce one of our chapter advisors to outline how students are selected for membership into our chapter of the National Honor Society, Mrs. Sarah Masters.
Mrs. Nolan and I are very grateful to have the opportunity to work with your children this year as NHS advisors, students who demonstrate outstanding performance in all 4 pillars, scholarship, service, leadership, and character, are selected for membership. Students must maintain a cumulative GPA of a 3.3 or higher to be eligible for and maintain membership. Those students who meet the GPA requirement complete an information profile, which is reviewed by a faculty council comprised of 5 junior-senior high school teachers. The council was very objective in reviewing student profiles, seeking candidates who thoroughly exhibit all 4 pillars through multiple experiences spanning their educational and personal life. The council works to ensure the students representing Hagerstown Junior-Senior High School through this organization are well-rounded individuals who place a high value on serving their classmates, school, and community.
As members, students are required to participate in a group service project each year that is determined by the group and complete 12 or more hours of service each year. We look forward to seeing how these students choose to contribute to our community. I am sure this group will set the bar high for our first year as chapter advisors.
I am excited to introduce to you a former Hagerstown graduate. Paige Gray was an honor student at Hagerstown High School in the class of 2016. She was ranked 7th in her class and graduated with national honors as well as technical honors. She was a 3-sport athlete and involved in the National Honor Society and Business Professionals of America. Her association with the BPA led to an advancement in nationals as payroll accounting her senior year. Paige continued being active after she graduated by becoming a dance instructor, vice president of the Student Government Association at IU East, and an honors member and peer mentor. She was able to graduate early in 2019 with honors and high distinction. She has a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration with a concentration in Manageable Accounting. Paige continued her studies and received her master's degree in 2020 from Anderson University with a concentration in Applied Leadership. Paige now works as a financial analyst for General Mills at the Blue Buffalo plant in Richmond, Indiana. She stays very busy with her border collie puppy, Willow, and her own jewelry business, Piece of Gray. She is giving back to the community by coaching the varsity diving team and the junior high swimming team. She has done many amazing things in her life, like traveling across the United States and Canada, as well as overseas to places like China, Guatemala, and Argentina. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Paige Gray.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me today. My name is Paige Gray. I'm a 2016 Hagerstown graduate, and I was a National Honor Society member during my time here at Hagerstown. I feel very honored to be here tonight and to speak to you at your National Honor Society induction ceremony. Tonight, I want to talk to you about the 4 pillars of National Honor Society and how they have carried over into my life beyond high school. The 4 pillars of National Honor Society are leadership, character, scholarship, and service. As mentioned earlier, I studied leadership as a concentration when I was getting my master's at Anderson. Leadership is an important aspect in all fields of life. The most important thing that you can recognize in developing what sort of leader you are is learning about yourself and the behaviors of others. We did this by taking assessment after assessment of ourselves and our personalities and reading about how people interact in the workplace and where we fit into the grand scheme of it all. It was honestly one of the most relevant things I've ever learned about in the classroom setting. I learned that I'm an extremely empathetic person during this time, and I learned my strengths were my empathy, positivity, and my ability to harmonize a group setting. Through this program, I learned that I was a perfect fit for the job that I currently have. This wasn't based on my knowledge and what I learned in my accounting degree. It was based on the kind of person and what kind of leadership style I had. Knowing what kind of person or character that you have is something that's extremely important. To be in the National Honor Society, you have to demonstrate ethical behavior, honesty, and respect for others. These were all things that I needed to carry over into my career. I'm very lucky to work in a place that values the same things that I do when it comes to character and general business culture. I remember one of the first times I was in a big meeting at Blue Buffalo. Though the culture of Blue is very relaxed and we openly talk about issues, I was still new, unexperienced, and very nervous to speak up. This day, I messed up. I made a data error. I provided the wrong numbers when it's my job to report the correct ones. I remember sitting in the meeting and somebody had pointed out that it was wrong. I didn't know going into the meeting what was incorrect, but at the moment I had to raise my hand and say I did it wrong.
and that I would fix it after the meeting. Afterwards, my boss came up to me and he couldn't express enough how proud he was that I would say that in front of everyone. My boss didn't quite know my character yet and what kind of person I was. That I knew it was the right thing to do, that it meant I was wrong. I initially got hired as a temporary employee at Blue Buffalo. For this, I did get hired based off of my education. I got to keep my job at Blue Buffalo because of my character. I got hired full-time out of a temporary position because of who I was. This isn't to say that scholarship is unimportant, because it is very important. When I began my journey at Indiana University East, I'd come in out of high school as an honors student, and I was in National Honor Society. I had a fairly good GPA, and I automatically qualified to be a part of the honors program at IU East. The honors program at IU East, too, had certain requirements for us to continue to be in the program. We had a GPA requirement, a service requirement, and what was different from this compared to NHS was we had a cultural requirement. We had certain activities each semester that expanded our horizons in a cultural environment. This program got me to do things I'd never done before. I volunteered at a dog shelter, I went to a Renaissance festival, and I personally interviewed 50 Indiana University East graduates, which took a very long time. If it weren't for NHS in high school, I know that I would not have put myself into the category to continue honors in a higher education. But it was one of the main reasons that I succeeded, or considered myself to succeed at IU East. This program pushed me to continue my education. I had a goal of where I wanted to be, a GPA I wanted to reach, and a diploma I wanted to earn. I put myself into the situation to earn that scholarship, to keep the honor that I had when I was in high school. The honors program at IU East was the initial source of why I began to travel. I wanted to become more culturally aware than I ever had before. I wanted to explore and learn more and absorb everything that I could about the world around me. One of my honors professors arranged a trip to Beijing and Shanghai, China. This was my first trip out of the country, and it led me to a new passion of mine. My passion to travel led me to my next trip abroad, Buenos Aires, Argentina, with another professor, this time at IUPUI, which I was allowed to attend being an IU campus. This trip was going to have a service element. This class focused on corporate social responsibility, and we focused mainly on how businesses, since they are so powerful and have such an influence on the world, how much responsibility should they have on social problems around the globe. I had such a passion for this class, and I was so excited to go down to Buenos Aires because I knew we were going to do a service activity down there. We helped this young elementary school build an irrigation system so that they could have drinking water for their school. It was an amazing experience. We got off the bus and see this little house that didn't have much but walls and chairs, far different from the schools I attended at Hagerstown. We spent all day at the school. We met the teachers, they made us lunch, and we had an amazing day helping out somebody that we didn't know. This made me come back to think of when I was in high school and the service projects we did and how it made me feel good to do something for somebody else. Not only did it make me feel good that I was helping them, but I was gaining something out of it too. When you help somebody and you open your horizons, you see things in a different way, you learn something. And that's one of the main reasons why service is so important. I hope that by sharing these small stories of my experience beyond high school, that you see the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society are not just for this program. These are pillars that are going to lead you in the rest of your life. You're taking the first step by joining National Honor Society, by showing that you have great character, a high standard of scholarship, leadership skills, and know the importance of service. Congratulations to all those inducted into the National Honor Society at Hagerstown High School. Thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you for those inspiring words, Ms. Gray. The emblem of this society is the keystone and flaming torch. The keystone bears at its base the letters S, L, C, and S, which stand for the 4 pillars of this organization: scholarship, leadership, character, and service. The flaming torch is the emblem of our purpose. This candle represents the emblem's torch, a symbol of the eternal light of knowledge. Through knowledge, all things are possible. Membership in the Hagerstown Junior-Senior High School chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by the effective demonstration of these 4 qualities held in high esteem by the society. Tonight, the officers will review these qualities for the inductees, members, and guests. Helen Keller exemplified our first quality when she said, "Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood." The first quality is scholarship.
Scholarship. True scholarship is not limited to the acquisition of high marks in classwork. Scholarship means a commitment to learning, and mere book learning is not sufficient. Scholarship may be defined as the search for the truth, a passion to seek knowledge. Knowledge may lead to the highest success and can be acquired through diligence and effort. The fervor for learning must not stop at graduation, for we shall learn from every experience. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past and illuminate the future. While gaining knowledge, we are growing wisdom, a benefit of a well-cultured mind. Candidates have the chance to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
To introduce our second quality, I will share a quote from Winston Churchill. "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." The second quality is service.
Service can be described in various ways. A willingness to do the obscure tasks cheerfully, a congenial attitude of helpfulness toward others, and an unselfish desire to do any task to the best of one's ability comprise our vision of service. In the routine of the day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need, without monetary compensation or recognition, is the quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow. The essence of service is love, and without love, service is empty. The love which inspires true service is not partial, but universal. Upon every hand are opportunities to render service to an individual, to an organization, to your country, or to the world. By performing the small services at hand does one become accustomed to serving others until larger opportunities call upon us. These experiences gained through these small deeds will serve us in our future.
As Muriel Strode said, "Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." The third quality is leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to obtain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. Not every person is gifted with the capacity to lead. Those who are have a great talent and an even greater responsibility. Leadership is always needed, thus to lead is a real charge to each of our members.
We must always be aware of the persona we exhibit to others, but most importantly to ourselves. Baron Thomas Babington Macaulay said, "The measure of a man's character is what he would do if he knew he would never be found out." The fourth quality is character.
Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each of us our individuality. Without that, one cannot respect oneself nor hope to obtain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one throughout life, and once it is developed, it grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action and daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. A sound and good character is the foundation for leadership, scholarship, and service.
By these standards, you have been chosen by the Faculty Council for membership into the National Honor Society. This honor is given to you who have demonstrated your worthiness and capacity to promote the ideals of this society. It is a pleasure to award each of you membership into the Hagerstown Junior-Senior High School chapter of the National Honor Society. By your presence here, you have brought deserved credit to yourself, honor to your parents, family, and to your school.
At this time, we will induct our selected candidates into the Hagerstown Junior-Senior High School chapter of the National Honor Society. Inductees, you were recently visited to sign the official chapter registry, light your candle, and receive your certificate of membership. Mrs. Nolan and Mrs. Masters will share some kind words offered about each student in their letters of recommendation. The following are senior inductees. Dominic Anderson.
This is a portion of the quote from Jay Hale about Dominic. This kid is going to have a bigger impact on me and make me a better person than I will on him, which is a humbling feeling as a coach. He showed up to every voluntary workout, was the first to volunteer to help at our community service events, and was the first one there and last one to leave for our practices. A few key words that I think best represent Dom: humble, self-motivated, and a servant leader.
Laura Dishman.
Laura's work ethic in my class is one that I'm hoping everyone else takes notice of on a daily basis. She comes in first thing in the morning and is ready to get things accomplished and find a way to get better. She is a shining example to her peers, and I can't say enough about how proud I am of her. Mr. Harder.
Kylie Farmer.
Kylie is the most loyal, hardworking student I have had the pleasure of working with. She excels in everything that she does and tackles everything with a positive attitude and outlook. She is always there when I need something and always willing to help out when needed. Mr. Caleb Bloss.
Emma Harris.
Emma is a joy to have in my class. She is talented, caring, intuitive, dedicated, and focused in her pursuits. Her friendly, outgoing personality is a positive influence to everyone around her. Mrs. Kara King.
Mary Matnage.
When I think about Michaela, I think of someone with great drive and desire to be the best that she can be at whatever she is doing. She is a bright young lady that works extremely hard at school and her outside activities. She is someone that comes to school or work every day with a smile on her face and a pleasant attitude. Mr. Chris Oliger.
McKenna Matnage.
McKenna has a huge heart. She often wears that heart on her sleeve, and there is no doubt that this girl cares about everything she is doing. She is a hard worker and people pleaser, which is probably why her interests fall in the medical field. This caring young lady will make a difference in the lives of others. Mrs. Betsy Swim.
Our junior inductees. Allison Ayatt.
Allison is an intelligent woman and is very driven in her academic pursuits. She is not afraid of judgment by her peers, which is shown in her asking questions until she understands the lesson. She has a happy personality that shines through when she speaks. Mrs. Casey Brubaker.
Nolan Brown.
Nolan Brown is a young man of excellent character who is mature beyond his years. He is responsible, considerate, perseverant, and possesses an excellent work ethic. Nolan's exemplary behavior makes him a first-rate role model for our younger students. Mr. Kent Gray.
Erica Glunt.
Erica is a person who always has a smile on her face. You would never know when things aren't going her way. She is always willing to lend a hand or step up to help another teammate out. Most importantly, she is becoming a huge asset and leader. Hagerstown is lucky to have her in all aspects: academics, sports, etc. I can't wait to see where she goes in life. Mrs. Rochelle Murphy.
Madeline Grover.
I have never met a young lady who has it more together than Maddie. She is kind, thoughtful, and very helpful to anyone who needs it. She is an amazing role model for her siblings and others alike. Mrs. Lori Carr.
Skyla Hilbert.
Skyla is a pleasure to have in class and in the FFA. It is fun to watch the FFA officers develop and discover their strengths during the year. Skyla is going to take care of us. She is a natural at knowing what gap needs filled, and her classmates have benefited from her help on numerous occasions. Congratulations, Skyla. Dr. Herr.
Grace Klein.
Grace Klein is determined to succeed, determined to get the job done, determined to enjoy time with her friends and family, determined to make the best of any situation. This will serve you well in many areas of your life. Congratulations on your induction into the NHS. Dr. Herr.
Kayla McFarland.
Kayla has immersed herself in our program over the past 5 years. I know I can count on Kayla when the need arises. She often puts her needs below anybody else who may need help. Her leadership and maturity have helped set an example for future students and leaders who will be coming through our program. It is an honor to have Kayla McFarland in my class and extracurricular activities. Mr. Sloniker.
Morgan Rector.
Morgan is an outstanding young lady. She works hard to be successful in everything she commits to. I witnessed her set aside her own personal defeat and heartbreak last year to turn around within minutes and compete with her teammates to the best of her ability. She has the determination of an underdog, the strength of a warrior, and the heart of a champion. All that and brains too. Morgan has all the qualities that are needed to be successful at whatever she chooses to do. Jen Hill.
Carly Sinise.
As a dad, you look for possible role models for your daughters. I was lucky enough to find the perfect role model for my girls when I met Carly Sinise as an elementary student. I have seen her grow into an ambitious, respectful, and above all, caring young woman who has earned her way into NHS, which I'm sure will be just the first of many successes she has in her future. Congratulations, Carly, Mr. Brad Katie.
Marissa Slagle.
Marissa is a happy-go-lucky student that has a bright personality. She always has something to say, whether it be related to the lesson or a random joke she wants to tell. Marissa puts forth a tremendous amount of effort in every task she completes. Mrs. Casey Brubaker.
Hannah Tracy.
Hannah is currently my flute section leader in our high school wind ensemble. Over the past 3 years, I have watched Hannah grow into a mature and outstanding leader and takes this activity very seriously and professionally. With students like Hannah, our music programs can go to the next level. She has set an excellent example for future leaders to come. Mr. Sloniker.
Madeline Ward.
Maddie Ward is kind-hearted and very compassionate. She's extremely helpful and always willing to serve when her help is needed. Chris Schreiner.
Gabriel Warble.
This is a portion of the quote we received from Mr. Schmittler. Even among other honor students, Gabe stood out. I could always rely on him to not only have his work completed on time, but his work was always done well and done correctly. Another attribute I have noticed about Gabe is the fact that he is kind and helpful. Gabe was not beyond explaining things to others to help them understand.
All members, please repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way, by word and deed, to make its ideals the ideals of my school and my life.
Parents, thank you for helping your students succeed and not only supporting them, but also encouraging them to work hard and give their best. Your support is the most important influence in their lives. From their first moments of life, children depend on parents to protect them and provide for their needs. Children thrive when parents are able to actively promote their positive growth and development.
As parents, this is often the most difficult work, but it is our most important work. Their demonstration of scholarship, leadership, service, and character confirm the strong foundation that you have provided them. Watching these young people grow throughout their educational career has been inspiring. These are wonderful young people that have a bright future ahead of them, and we look forward to supporting them to reach their goals.
As we come to a close, I speak for our current members, Ms. Masters, Ms. Nolan, the Faculty Council, and myself as we congratulate these new inductees. Inductees, your hard work has been recognized and you're being honored for your dedication and strive for greatness within our school and community. You're all deserving of this special recognition. Please join me again in applauding all of our new Honor Society inductees. I would like to thank everybody for joining us tonight and supporting our students in the organization.